Hello, today I'm going to be doing a video about what I learned when I dropped out of uni. I've always been in two minds whether to film this video or not, but I think it will be very helpful for those who might be considering doing it, or like even right now in current climate where people are like a bit like lost on what they're doing and stuff. I need to breathe. Just run upstairs. So yeah, I'm going to be like covering like coping with like confusion, like not knowing what you're doing with your life and stuff. And yeah, hopefully this video will be helpful, and let's get into it. So I'm not going to talk about why I personally dropped out of uni, because I have done a whole Instagram post on it on the Girls Who Graduate Instagram, but I would really recommend that you follow them and also go into their not group chat, and onto their group page on Facebook, because it's so helpful. Like honestly, the amount of stuff I've learned from that chat, and it's just a very supportive community. So yeah, Girls Who Graduate would really recommend. So I've written a few things down, but I do want to like kind of talk quite freely about it, because I just feel like dropping out of uni is something that's really not spoken about, especially in a positive light. I feel like some people might just think of it as like a failure, or as like just not a good thing at all. But I feel like in my experience it was a good thing for me to drop out at the time, and obviously I've gone back into it now. But yeah, so the first thing I want to say is that it will all be okay. Honestly, I know the feeling of when you like, I feel like even if you like lose a job or whatever, like you just feel like, oh my god, what am I doing now? You just feel so like confused and just like lost. That's the only way I can describe it. And you just literally don't know what's happening next. And I just want you to say, like, honestly, it will all be fine. Like, I wish I could tell myself like this time a year ago it's gonna be okay. So yeah, I really want to say that. The next thing I've written down is that you need to take time to process it. So you can do this in many ways. I would say, I think what I did wrong, I would definitely say this, like I kind of rushed into getting a job. Like as soon as I came home I was like, I want to be seen that I'm doing something, I want to see that I'm like, okay. So literally I was applying for like 3 or 4 jobs like a day. Obviously I know that's different now because there's not as many jobs around, but yeah, I definitely rushed into a job I didn't particularly like love. Obviously I learnt so much from that as well, which I'll go on to later. But yeah, I would definitely say take time to process it. Talk about why you did it to your family and friends, or go to see someone and see a medical professional. Like that's what I did. Also, it's a very big thing to like go from being in a university environment to back to your home environment. Like it's a very weird thing to adjust to. And for me it was the first time in my whole life that I haven't had like schoolwork to do, or like exams or anything. So it was really weird. Like I basically went through like a process of almost grieving, because I was in that sort of environment for so long, and then I was just suddenly out of it with no kind of build up to it. Like at least if you're sort of in your third year, you kind of know it's coming, whereas with me it was quite a sudden decision. So yeah, definitely take time for yourself, write things down, talk about it, film a video like this if you want to, don't even upload it. Like it's just such a good release to get those feelings out. And the next thing I've written down is that no one has it all figured out. I know, especially in this like era, it's so easy to think, like you go on social media and see people who get their dream jobs, or like go off travelling for a year or whatever, and like if you're at home thinking, I don't know what I want to do, like it's honestly okay. Like no one has their whole like career figured out like at the age of 21, 22. Like it's just ridiculous if you think that people do, because they really don't. And even like at different ages, at like 30, 40, like people, I read something like apparently people change their careers like 5 times in their life. So even if you go into something you don't particularly like at whatever age you are, like that it's okay. You can literally change anything. It's never too late to make a change. So yeah, like don't put so much pressure on yourself to find the ideal thing. Like I feel like some things, like they just come to you and you don't expect it. So yeah, figure out what you enjoy and be proactive. So again, I feel like writing things down, talking about it to your friends and things like that. Yeah, definitely like just think about like what kind of environments do I like working. Do I like working in like a big team of people? Do I like working like maybe smaller companies? Like I've only really had 2 like jobs in like since being out of school, so sort of from the age of about 16 to like 19, 20 I worked. I've worked in like holiday clubs, nurseries, after school clubs, that kind of thing. So I've done a lot of work with children, which I really enjoyed, but I feel like now I've kind of outgrown it a little bit. So yeah, this summer actually is the first summer I haven't got a part-time job, which just feels really odd to me. So I definitely feel the same kind of like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life now? But I do feel glad that I'm not going back into something or rushing into something that I'm not sure on, or I'm feel like I won't like. So yeah. So yeah, I'll just say I saw on J2J do a really good video on this, and like Eve Bennett as well. They're both really good people to watch about this sort of thing. But like they literally said just write down like things you like about a job, or like what you like about your like schoolwork or whatever, and that way you can kind of define maybe what you want to do long term. So yeah, like for me personally, I do like prefer working in a team kind of environment. So like what I really struggled with when I worked in a primary school in my placement, I didn't really like how it was just like me and one other person. I felt a bit kind of like, I don't know, like kind of claustrophobic. I don't know, it was weird. And I have also worked in an office one summer as well, which again was so different to childcare. But yeah, there was obviously things I liked about that compared to childcare, but obviously these things you learn as you go through different jobs. So yeah, as I said, figure out what you like and just be proactive with it. So write it down, make a plan, maybe just put it in your phone notes, whatever. The next thing is keep in contact with your uni friends. I feel like people probably will do this anyway, but obviously where I dropped out, I wasn't really sure if I was going to go back, but I still kept in contact with all my friends from uni, especially Eve, Emma and Matthew. I was probably having like breakdowns all the time to them, but yeah. Don't lose those like friendships, even though you're moving away from it or you might be going back into it, whatever. Definitely keep in contact, because even if you didn't enjoy it yourself, like those people are also a big part of your life, and it's really important to keep friends with like people even if you leave the place you met them, kind of thing. So even like I'm still friends with people from my secondary school and my college and now like uni, so, and even like from my work as well. So yeah, definitely keep in contact with people. Obviously if you like them, don't just stay in contact just for the sake of it. But yeah, if you found like genuine people and people you really like connect with, like definitely keep those contacts, because it'll help you with your mental health and stuff. Getting a job is easier than you think. It doesn't have to be your dream job. As I said, I dropped out of uni like last February, and within 2 weeks of being home I found a job. Obviously you've got to be proactive. I was applying for like 3 or 4 a day, and yeah, within 2 weeks I found something and started like the next week. I actually found 2 jobs in that time. So I worked at one holiday club in February half term, and I did a few months in a nursery from like mid-February to about August. So yeah, as I said, if you really work hard and keep just applying, go onto different like sort of recruitment pages like Indeed, LinkedIn, that kind of thing, and you will find something. As I said, it doesn't have to be your dream job. Like I knew coming home from uni, as I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to go into a job or back to uni, so I thought I'll just do something sort of temporary, part-time for the meanwhile. As I said, so I went back into nursery work. Yeah, so I did that, and like at the time I was obviously looking at uni courses versus like maybe apprenticeships or kind of sort of not graduate level but like A-level kind of jobs that I could go into, entry level, that's what it's called. So yeah, I was definitely like being proactive in sort of all senses, but as I said, in the end I decided to go back into uni doing a different course. So yeah, as I said, if you're proactive and just keep thinking outside the box, don't limit yourself to one thing. As I said, look around, see if you do the other thing, like figure out what you like, you'll probably find things more easily. The next thing is rejection is part of life. As I said, I applied for so many different things, and even this week I applied for an internship. I haven't got it, but you know, it's fine. Obviously I wasn't meant to have that job or whatever. Yeah, don't take it personally if you don't get a job. Like I think especially in this current climate as well, like, so many people are applying for things and like there's just not enough jobs to go around. But as I said, if you keep persevering, you'll find something worthwhile and it'll all slot into place. Those are the things I've written down, but I'll keep talking a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely learned, like, as I said, it was very odd. The first few months, it was just so weird not having essays to do or revision to do. It was a very weird thing to get your head around. But I think I kind of realised, especially talking to people who are obviously older than me, the amount of people I also realised who had dropped out of uni or had like changed their jobs because they didn't get on with it or whatever. Is really like interesting actually. Like I would just say talk to people about their careers. Like I feel like that's sort of not really spoken about much, but even talked to my mum about it once. Like she was saying it probably took about 10 years to find what she actually like enjoyed doing as a job. So as I said, like I feel like there was such a huge pressure to know what you want to do straight out of university, which is just not the case at all. And even like, because I definitely grew up in a place where, especially in my college, it was so like go to uni, especially if you're good at school or whatever. Or just at least if you work hard, they're like, oh yeah, go to university or increase your job aspirations, which obviously it does open doors to other jobs which need degrees, but at the end of the day it's not the end of the world either. Like equally I know people who didn't go to uni but have also got good jobs as well. So yeah, I feel like if you're kind of in that space of, oh, I need to be at uni to get a good job kind of thing, like, you don't. Like, I want to say now, you really don't have to be in uni to get a good job. So yeah, like, because I just remember at the time when I dropped out, I was literally looking through YouTube to find videos like this one, saying like I listened to people's stories about like why they dropped out, but I didn't really find anything that was like helpful advice, and that's what I want this channel to be, is like helpful. So yeah, like I would definitely say, like, don't keep the pressure on yourself to be at uni just to get a good job, because that's not what it's all about. University is also about obviously finding friends and having a life whilst being at uni, not just studying the whole time, because it's really not healthy. I learned that the hard way, definitely, hence why I dropped out. But yeah, you can probably tell in my voice it's quite an uncomfortable thing for me to talk about, but as I said, I feel like the stigma needs to kind of go from dropping out of uni and like not knowing what you want to do when you're older, because as I said, no one's got it figured out in their early 20s. Like, I think it's very rare for people to have their whole like what they want to do early on figured out. Like, literally, no. As even speaking to both my parents, like, they both said the jobs they went to when in their early 20s they're not doing now. So honestly, I feel like people change so much between the age of like 20 and 30. So yeah, as I said, just don't put so much pressure on yourself. And going back to sort of actually dropping out of uni, I know it's a huge decision to make, and as I said, you will feel lost, it will feel really weird, but as I said, it does get better with time, and as I said, time is such a good healer. Like, my mum always says this to me, but as I said, you just gotta like process things and like just reflect and like think, how can I make my life better? Because at the end of the day, I remember mum saying this to me actually at the time. She was like, you're 20 now, you can make, she was like, I'm not going to decide your life for you, you can do what you want now, you're literally so free in your 20s. I think people forget that. Like, as I said, we live in such a, like, I don't know if it's just the UK or whatever, but we live in such a society where it's like, you need to go to school, you need to do this, like, this will help you when you're older kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you can make your own decisions after you're 18. Like, you can decide whether you want to stay on in further education or go into a job, or if you want to travel. Like, your 20s are such like a weird decade, I feel like, as I said, because everyone is at such different paces. Like, everyone has such a different life course, and it's okay if you want to do different things to your friends, like, as long as at the end of the day it makes you happy and you are safe and everything. Like, just do you. And if you're watching this not enjoying university, or maybe you're sat in this quarantine situation thinking like, this university course just isn't for me, like, no one is forcing you to stay on. Like, or if you're getting pressure from other people, then you should maybe question like why they're in your life, like why are they pressuring you to do that. I was actually watching the episode of Gilmore Girls the other day where Rory dropped out of university, which I was like, oh my god, this feels so relatable. And obviously her mum Lorelai was like, she was like, no, you need to stay at uni and like get the good job. She's like, you're such a hard working student, like why would you drop out kind of thing. But then like you see in another scene, Rory cries to her grandfather saying like, I just can't cope with this anymore, like I need to have a break. And that's kind of my position, like probably about a year and a half ago. So yeah, like as I said, at the end of the day, no one knows yourself better than you, so just listen to your gut instincts. If you're thinking this really isn't for me, then take the leap of faith and just drop out. Like, I mean, obviously, like, think about it and stuff, but if that's like your sort of gut instinct and that's what your heart is saying, like, I'd just say go with it. And yeah, there'll be a better thing to come out the other end of it. As I said, I feel like 2019 was a weird kind of limbo year for me, as I said, because I dropped out of uni, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. But as I said, I definitely worked myself and like sort of found myself again after a very hard few months at uni, sort of in 2018, 2019. But yeah, that is this video. I hope it's not too rambly. But as I said, I just want like to reassure people who may be in this position to say that it will be okay, and like, not everyone has the same life course. Like, it's okay to take breaks from things and leave situations that you don't like. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you soon. Bye.